What's good, everybody? We are back again for another phenomenal, sensational episode of the No Hedging Podcast.
Yes, sir.
I go by the name of Rip16 the G, and by this point, you already know what the G is for.
And I am Ty the Jet. You feel me?
And we are the Mighty No Hedging Podcast duo. All right, man. As you all know, we like to start this show off, especially after a crazy week, with something that I like to call GOATtalk.
Talk to him.
So can I get a Stone Cold Steve Austin what?
What?
Hey, man, listen. The taste of victory is sweet.
Very so it much is.
So let's sip to that. Take his jacket off. Don't mind this Andre Belgrove jacket. It's a one and done like a top college recruit. That's a vibe. Man, listen. When it comes to parlays, picks, props, anything of that nature, you know, it's a marathon. You know, RP to Nip, man. The marathon continues.
Not a sprint.
It's not a sprint at all. You gotta keep going. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they don't see the goal. Sometimes they don't see the finish line. Sometimes they don't see where you're headed, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I like to rap. I like to talk that talk. I like to do my thing. But even if I never sell a show out, I still gotta own the venue. You feel me? Sometimes you shoot for the moon, but you still land amongst the stars no matter where you land. So don't give up on the plan. You dig?
You feel me?
So I mean, at the end of the day gotta end, as they like to say.
Shout out to Glow.
Shout out to Glow. And when it comes to this weekend, it's time to eat. And parlays on the menu.
Let's go.
So make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. We got plenty dubs, cause
What's L?
what's L?
I never know to take those.
We came to get monies. We came to win. It's big W season, not the little one. I don't know what they told you, but fuck them. So anything else you gotta tell the people before we dive into it?
You said enough. Fuck them was enough.
So let's go ahead and kick this show off with something that we love to call takeaways.
Yeah.
What do we got?
Man, let's talk about the divisional round.
It was crazy.
Upset and upset. Some people, a lot of people, were upset. I'm gonna start it off by saying I am disappointed, very, very disappointed in the Baltimore Ravens.
Randy Raven. Did anybody check on Chris Broussard today?
I'm so disappointed in the Ravens, but I want to give credit. Got to give credit before got to give credit to the Buffalo Bills. They played a great, clean game of football. They didn't do anything, extraordinary. Josh Allen wasn't Superman. They played good team, clean football.
Yeah.
But on the Ravens, on the other hand, they were making mistakes after mistakes, especially in the first half. Lamar throws an interception in the first half. Lamar turns the football over in the first half.
Yes, he did.
With costly fumble. Von Miller scoops it up, runs it back. And these turnovers were, I think, the game-changing point in the game because the Buffalo Bills scored off of those turnovers. And that put the Ravens in such a deep hole. Granted, they were able to fight back and claw back in the second half.
They got back out of the hole.
Yeah, they got back out of the hole. But what happens? Another turnover, another fumble by Mark Andrews. And I think that was the key turnover that really cost the Ravens the game.
Well, I felt like what cost them the game was the play calling on those 2-point conversions. Because, I mean, yes, the turnovers, the miscues, the drop passes, all that stuff puts you in that position, right? But you're going to go through some type of adversity, especially when you're playing against a good team. I didn't like the decision to try to pass on on the 2-point conversions, especially after in the second half in particular, when you had such a good rushing drive with Derrick Henry and Justice Hill, I felt like you could have handed the ball to Derrick Henry or Justice Hill for that matter, but
not on a 2-point conversion.
Particularly Derrick Henry, I feel like you should have at least given him an attempt to rush on at least one of those 2-point conversions because they went for 2 twice.
Not a 2-point conversion. On a 2-point conversion, I'm putting the ball in Lamar Jackson's hands, using his feet and his arm to create more opportunity.
Even if you would have did some type of design run with Lamar Jackson, I would have been okay with that.
Now, what I would say is that drive where they kicked a field goal instead of scoring the touchdown, they did not put the ball in Derrick Henry's hands enough. I would agree there. But Lamar took a sack. That drive, I understand, run the ball with Henry a couple times, then Lamar in third down. But the way that the Buffalo Bills was playing defense, especially on first down, they were selling out to stop Derrick Henry on the run.
But they weren't successful
in the second half. The second half,
were not successful.
Yeah, it was breaking down.
They did like 6 plays and got a touchdown.
On a 2-point conversion, me personally, I'm not running the football. I'm not, especially if I got Lamar Jackson in the backfield.
Here's my issue with that, right? We just spoke about this last week. What did we say about the Ravens? It was like, look, I understand you're passing better this season. I understand you've improved in the passing game. But the reason why you lost to the Chiefs last season was because you had a fucking identity crisis. You did not run the ball. You got out there and was like, oh, we're going to be pass. For one, you're missing your top wide receiver. Zay Flowers is your number 1 receiver. That's pretty clear. He wasn't playing. So you got Bateman, you got Andrews, you got Likely. These are not bad targets by any stretch of the imagination. But however, you're shorthanded slightly at wide receiver. So with that being said, utilize the running back that you made such a big deal about going to get. Utilize the quarterback that you have with this incredible rushing ability. For me, in a critical moment, you have to play to your strengths. And I don't feel like the play calling was indicative of their strengths in critical possessions. You run the ball with Derrick Henry. You run the ball with Lamar Jackson. You do something, but you run the ball because largely for the past few years, you've been at least top 3 rushing teams.
So we're faulting Todd Monken for calling a good pass play on the 2-point conversion that got the top receiving target wide open for an opportunity to catch the ball, but he dropped it. We're blaming that play call on Todd Monken.
Anytime, you have to consider also the fact that it's cold as shit out here. People's hands is cold. These wide receivers are dropping passes. They've been dropping passes throughout this game. You have to also take that into consideration when you're calling these plays also. And can I say it's a good play if you didn't get any damn yards out of it? Yeah, I mean, some shit looked good, but was it good for the situation?
Play call. It worked. They just didn't execute it.
It didn't work.
It just didn't execute it.
It did not work then. So, I mean, I know if I hand the ball to the running back, he's going to get the ball, most likely. Of course, you can always fumble a handoff. It's always some shit
or
that
he
can
can get stuffed at the line of scrimmage, in which they were doing pretty frequently.
But how many yards rushing did Derrick Henry have in that game? Come on, man.
We're not like 60, 70?
And how many did Justice Hill have?
Probably like 40.
So,
like that.
But you're moving the ball on the ground. It's not like you're just not getting nothing. I mean, and he has 16 carries. He has 64 yards. Derrick Henry did. He's averaging 5.2 a carry. Justice Hill has 6 carries, 50 yards. He's averaging 8.3 a carry. These are not bad rushing numbers.
No.
That's just not that many attempts.
Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you get down early. You know what I'm saying? You go in the halftime down 2 scores.
But if you're in the goal line, it's okay to run.
Not on 2-point conversion. I'm going to disagree with you all the time. Anytime I'm doing a 2-point conversion, I'm playing Madden, I'm the play caller, I'm running the pass. I'm not running the ball.
Well, Ask Marshawn Lynch if you should run the ball.
That wasn't a 2-point conversion.
In short field position to try to get a score. Ask Marshawn Lynch what he thinks about it. I'm pretty sure he'll agree. But the other WTF moment of the weekend was the Detroit Lions. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
You screwed everybody's ticket.
Oh, yeah, did they? Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. And this is with both games combined, right? The main reason both of these teams lost was because they did not protect the football. The common denominator in both games were turnovers.
Right.
Both teams turned the football over. The opposing team that they played did not.
Right.
So when you play clean football in the playoffs, you're going to win the game more often than not because, one, you're a good team for getting there. And then, two, if you play clean, then there's no reason for you to lose the game. So the team that commits the most turnovers is going to be the one that's going to lose the game, and that's what happened with both of these teams.
I feel like you're committing turnovers because you're having an identity crisis.
It's not even necessarily that. It's the other team in this game right here. It had nothing to do with identity crisis. Jared Goff throwing the football. That's what he normally does.
Yeah, Jared Goff throws the football.
That's just what happens. That's not identity crisis. That's just the other team, the opposing team, taking advantage of the
Lions,
opportunity.
For the Lions in particular, it was not an identity crisis. Okay, I get that. The Ravens, I think they had a bit of an identity crisis. I understand playing behind, but when you caught up, get back to what you do. But the Lions, that was just ugly, man. Mm-hmm. That was just, they was not converting. They was not, it was not working.
I mean, Jaden Daniels is a handful. I mean, he's a handful for everybody.
He is, and he definitely took advantage of the secondary that was hobbled. Like, I could tell
they were out schemed as well. That one pass to Terry McLaurin on the sideline when it was three players on Washington side to block two defenders on Detroit side. They blitzed Brian Branch and then they threw it out there, threw it where the blitz was at, and Terry McLaurin breaks a tackle, splits the tackles, and go down the field. That was just getting out schemed, out coached. You know what I'm saying? For, you know, Cliff Kingsbury to call that play, to dial that up when the blitz is coming from that side, you know, when the defense is outnumbered.
It was brilliant timing.
And then they executed. You know what I mean?
Brilliant timing on the play call.
It was a little bit of that. I think between that and the turnovers, I think, you know, the Lions, they just wasn't prepared defensively for the Washington Commanders offense at all.
So kind of parlaying that into something that I've been saying all season, the legend of Jaden Daniels continues. He's really fucking good. He's very poised. Like, he's very poised on the field, especially I think it's an abnormal level of calm for a rookie. Mm-hmm. He's out there looking like he's been in the league maybe 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Like he's not rattled by pressure. He don't mind scrambling. He doesn't mind. He has his go-to receiver. Mm-hmm. But he makes plays happen. You know, he utilizes all of his teammates well. He utilizes his blocking pretty well. He'll know when to take off, where to take off.
Him, similarly to Josh Allen, they are a problem on 3rd and 4th and short.
Big third down.
Big third downs, big 4th downs.
They're good with big third downs.
That is when him and Josh Allen, they are carrying the ball. They are running the ball. And the defense is out leveraged. They don't know what to do, because then if they're throwing it to somebody that's open, right? So that's a hard game to play if you're on the defensive side of the football.
He doesn't have an identity crisis, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Because when it's time and he needs to take off, he don't mind doing it.
Nah.
He's not sitting there trying to prove that he can pass. He's not sitting here trying to, like, oh, the play is breaking down, I'm going to force it. No.
You're going to stop taking shots at Lamar Jackson. That's what you're going to do.
Listen.
You ain't about to do that.
I'm not taking shots at Lamar Jackson.
Guess what you're going to do.
I love Lamar Jackson. It's not big trust that I had the problem with.
Look,
notice when we was talking about that, I did not say Lamar Jackson
slander will be tolerated on the No Hedge podcast.
Notice when I did that whole segment, I never said Lamar Jackson.
You can say it without
I said I had
a
a problem with the play calling. I said I had a problem with the play calling. I didn't have a problem with Lamar Jackson's pass to Mark Andrews. Yes, it was kind of low, but it should be kind of low so that you can get it out of the way.
Big trust slander.
I have no problem with Lamar Jackson. Love Lamar Jackson.
Nah, but I mean, back
2.0.
to Washington and Detroit. It was like I said, Jared Goff didn't play well. I mean, you got Jameson Williams throwing interceptions. You know what I'm saying? It was just those turnovers really screwed the Lions up. And then, like I said, Cliff
really
Kingsbury offensively,
there,
he was dialing up some plays along with Jaden Daniels taking control of the game in crucial moments, big third downs, big fourth downs, converting those, getting the ball to Zach Ertz, his reliable veteran tight end. Those are kind of the things that led Washington to victory, especially on the road. That was a huge, massive win for Washington.
Oh, for sure. But I've been told you Washington was dangerous. They should be taken serious, and they proved it against a Detroit Lions team that was widely expected to go to the fucking Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So, I think they did a great job. Hats off to the Washington Commanders. You did what you were supposed to do. You're supposed to believe in yourself. You're supposed to go out there and execute. You played well. You got the job done. I have no quarrel with the Washington Commanders whatsoever. But parlaying that, I have another wonderful segment that we love around here so much. It's a segment that I personally like to coin and call "Clock Out for Me, Big Dawg."
Yeah, you can go ahead and clock out.
Right now?
Who's on the block? The chopping block, that is.
Yeah. I know we got another segment that we normally do like beforehand, but I felt like it was good timing to come here first. I got more of a question, less than a clock out, right? Since you just so eloquently stated all these points, and you made some valid points, and I think I know which way you're leaning on this, but I have to ask for the people. Is it time to clock out the Ravens offensive coordinator?
No.
Todd Monken?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
You think he's making good play calls?
Yes.
He's making good decisions.
Yes.
Even though in the past 2 playoff runs that they've had, when you go against a strong opponent, there are some questionable play calls and execution being made. And I don't necessarily think it's personnel.
I'm going to tell you like this. Listen, why
are y'all trying to pass so bad?
Like I mentioned, bro, they started out running the football very heavily in the first quarter in the beginning of the game, and Buffalo was gung-ho on stopping the run. They were selling out on stopping the run.
Well, your problem was you dropped the ball during the passes.
Did they not?
They were selling out on stopping the run, but you have to understand this about the Ravens team, right? Much like the Eagles, at the beginning of the game, if you notice, it's a central theme with Saquon Barkley, right? At the beginning of the game, Saquon Barkley rushing total might not be that crazy.
Yeah, then he pops a big one and pops another big one.
But why does that happen?
Yeah, we wear down the defense. I get it.
Exactly. So if you have that type of rushing attack with Derrick Henry, who's a fucking massive human being, you got Lamar Jackson, who's very elusive, hard to tackle. You got Justice Hill, who's also pretty elusive as a second back. If you keep wearing down the defense, eventually somebody's going to break.
Right.
Somebody's going to be too tired to tackle Derrick Henry.
Right. So that's what was happening
yards.
in the second half. After the halftime, they came out, they drove down the field, running the ball. And cool. Score a touchdown.
And it was working.
Right. They get the ball back. Okay. They get in the deep third down. They convert that third down, throwing it to Mark Andrews. He picks up 20-some-odd yards, and he fumbles the fucking ball. Whose fault is that? It's a third down.
I understand that. He fumbled the ball.
It's third and long. You expect him to run the ball on third and long?
I don't recall, but did the Bills score off of that fumble?
Yes. They scored off that drive.
They scored off of that drive. They got like a field goal or something.
Something like that. Yeah, they scored off that drive.
But here's the thing. They lost 25-27. They lost by 2 points. So, yes, the field goal matters. However, you also had 2 attempts at a 2-point conversion, which could have easily been field goals also, which could have tied the game. So, my whole point is you had the opportunity to tie this game.
They had opportunities.
One way or another.
Yeah.
You had an opportunity to tie this game. However, my whole thing is I don't like the fact that in these key games, at this point, we know the Ravens can get to the playoffs. We know that they can win their division. We know that they are capable of beating up on a lesser opponent. However, when it comes to these critical moments, when you get into these divisional rounds, these championship games, you have to beat somebody like a Josh Allen. You have to beat somebody like a Patrick Mahomes.
Football. How about that?
You have to protect the football, but you have to call plays and execute in ways.
Protect the football and execute. I'm not blaming that on the offensive coordinator. Last year, I can put that on Todd Monken because they didn't run the football. This year, I can't put that on Todd Monken. I just can't do it.
But when it comes to situational
because
football,
Todd Monken not turning over the football. Todd Monken is not dropping passes. He's putting his team in positions to win, but they're not executing.
When it comes to situational football, they're not running the ball, though.
I don't believe you have to run the ball in those situations.
I do if you're the number one rushing team.
You don't have to run the ball on a 2-point conversion play.
What are the Ravens good at?
If you drew up a play to get you open and all you have to do is catch the ball and execute, I'm not putting that on the offensive coordinator.
What are the Ravens good at?
We understand that. They're good at both things. They're good at running the ball and throwing the ball because you got an MVP in Lamar Jackson who was basically had the best season of his career by throwing the football. He only threw 4 interceptions all year.
He did. And I don't think it's Lamar Jackson's fault.
So how you not going to blame Lamar Jackson, but you're going to blame the offensive coordinator?
Because you're not running. You're not calling the right plays in situational football.
I'm going to disagree with that 100% because that doesn't make... Because I look at it as if you put your team in a position to win.
A very good friend of mine.
If they don't execute, that's not on the offensive coordinator.
A very good friend of mine told me something about play calling once and said that sometimes the plays can be vanilla.
Right. There was nothing vanilla about the play. He put them in position to win. It was a pass play drawn up to perfection. All Mark Andrews has to do is throw the ball, catch the ball. Lamar Jackson put it in the right spot. He dropped the ball.
All I'm saying is if I see my team dropping passes all night.
Now, Ben Johnson drawing up a pass for Jameson Williams to throw a pass down the field, get picked off. Now that's bad play calling.
Okay, yes. That's a
2 different situations.
Calling.
Now I agree with you on that, but I can't agree with you on the situation with Todd Monken. I just can't do it.
I just felt
because you in the game.
I just felt like they still had an identity crisis.
In that case, Ben Johnson getting too cute.
That's what
trying
I feel
to draw
like.
that up. Todd Monken didn't get cute. He put the ball in the hands of his best player.
It's not a trick play. It's not a crazy play. It's not like he's calling something insane.
It's not like a jet sweep or nothing like that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying I can't agree with you.
He's not calling anything like that. However, I just don't feel like you're utilizing your personnel to the fullest extent. That's just where I'm at.
You put the ball in the hands of your best player, your quarterback, to make the best decision, throwing it to the best receiver that you had on the field at the time, which is Mark Andrews. I'm not mad at that. If he was throwing that to the 4th string wide receiver, if that play was drawn up to that, then I have an issue. But I can't get mad or fault Todd Monken for this. They turned the football over too much. That was the reason why they lost the game. I'm not even putting it on Mark Andrews because he dropped passes or fumbled the ball. I mean, dropped passes.
I didn't put it on that either.
They did not protect the football.
I don't feel like
they got down early. If they didn't get down early, they wouldn't be chasing, and they would have won the football game. That's what it boils down to. Turnover.
I feel like if you stick to your plan, you wouldn't be down.
Well, it's hard to stick to your plan when the opposing team is stopping the plan. In the beginning of the game. Now you got to make adjustments. They made adjustments, and then boom, here we are. And then you get fucking fumble. We fumble the ball. And now that was a key moment. Turnovers. That was the reason. Not Todd Monken. Todd Monken made Lamar Jackson have the best season of his career this year. And that was from play calling. That wasn't, we're not going to do that. Last year, I'll side with you. This year, I'm not doing it. No Todd Monken slander. It's the same Todd Monken that got the Georgia Bulldogs championships.
They also had Jordan Davis, Dean. They also had the best fucking college football defense in college football history, probably. But that's neither here nor there. Yeah. I just want to know your opinions on it.
Anybody seen Stetson Bennett? Oh, no, that's right. This was the quarterback that in Georgia. Okay, we haven't seen him in the NFL yet.
I've seen him on the bench.
Yeah, on the bench.
He backed up a couple people. Moving right along to another wonderful segment, pretty popular fan favorite segment. It's a little thing we like to call Besides the Chiefs. So we all know the Chiefs pulled it off again, even though I felt like Vegas made the call for that point spread. Because what the fuck was that at the end of the game?
The safety? Are you kidding me? The intentional safety that was not even necessary?
Who does an intentional safety?
That was a Vegas call for sure. Because think about it,
Vegas
bro.
made the call.
Think
As
about it.
BT says, Vegas made the call.
Because here's what happened after that. What happened after the safety? They kicked the ball off. The dude returns it for like 10 yards. CJ Stroud goes in and takes a knee.
What?
What difference would have been if they would just punted it? They returned the ball for 10 to 15 yards.
It was just punted. Like,
CJ Stroud goes in and takes a knee. Come on, man.
The Chiefs be doing the Chiefs.
Oh my God. I lost my mind when I saw that.
Yeah, I know you did. You had the Chiefs covering too.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was so hit.
That was a terrible way to cover a spread, but Houston covered. Oh,
Can't believe it.
but besides the Chiefs, it's only a few teams left who you can really name.
Yeah.
But who you got for your contender, or if there is a pretender that's left in the playoffs at this point? I think everybody has proven themselves. But who you got as your contender or pretender in this situation?
All right. Now, we're going to talk about Buffalo. Let's talk about Buffalo.
Josh Allen.
Josh Allen.
Obviously, the guy playing against Patrick
Right.
Mahomes is his contender.
We already know that Josh Allen, they beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, they did.
Them and the Broncos, they beat the Chiefs this year.
I mean, did the Broncos really beat them?
But
go ahead.
The Broncos beat the third string Chiefs. But they beat the Chiefs. Now, this is an opportunity for Josh Allen to beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs, which no one can obviously do.
Except for Joe Burrow.
Except for Joe Burrow, right? And we haven't seen that in like 5 years. So
Yeah.
we don't even know if that's true anymore. But I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about this Buffalo Bills team, even though they did what they did to the Ravens, but they're playing the Chiefs in Arrowhead. Now, this is the playoff Arrowhead. This ain't regular season Arrowhead.
Yeah, they put the fans at the top corner of the stadium.
Yeah, Buffalo Bills fans not getting in that stadium. There's not going to be any blue in there. But I don't know. I think, does the Buffalo Bills have a good shot at beating the Chiefs? Of course. They beat them once. That builds some confidence. That lets them, hey, okay, we can do something. But I just think the Chiefs, even though they didn't play well, they didn't play Chiefs football against the Houston Texans.
I mean, when have the Chiefs played Chiefs football all season?
The week before they went on by, before they sat their players.
The bye week?
Yeah, Christmas.
That was it.
Yeah.
They had about 2 good weeks.
Yeah, they had about 2 good weeks. But what I've seen out of the Chiefs is, this last game is, obviously the defense played okay. And then, Travis Kelce getting in the mix.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They left Travis Kelce wide open. I don't understand that.
Yeah, Kelce cooked.
Yeah, he had like 117 yards or some shit like that. I don't understand how Kelce was wide open in every play, but that's neither here nor there. But I don't know. I think it's going to be a good matchup. The deciding factor James Cook obviously has been a help to the Buffalo Bills as far as their offensive, attack, because they're not putting a lot on Josh Allen and these receivers. But I think it's going to boil down to who can protect the football. Who can protect the football? And I do believe that the Steve Spagnuolo defense is going to cause problems. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe in Spags.
They play defense now.
They play really good defense, especially on third down. He draws up some good schemes, some good blitz packages, things of that nature. And then you got Chris Jones in the middle that pushes the pocket, kind of closes up that inside. So
when somebody says big third down, they understand what's going on.
Yeah, they don't understand what's going on. I don't know, but I do believe that the Buffalo Bills would probably be the biggest contender to the Chiefs, being that they have already faced the Chiefs and beat the Chiefs it gave them a little bit of confidence, and they beat them in Arrowhead, so it gives them a little bit of confidence. But this is the playoff Chiefs. It's not going to be an easy win. So
no easy dubs at this point for nobody.
It's going to be hard to say. I can't even call it.
There's no more easy dubs.
Yeah. What do you think?
I can agree with that sentiment. I mean, for obvious reasons, because they did beat them during the regular season, and Josh Allen has put himself into MVP contention. And as they say, to be the man, you got to beat the man. And by all measurement tools this season, Lamar Jackson was the man, and Josh Allen beat him. Mm-hmm. So
that was a little rematch.
So I have no reason or quarrel to believe that they aren't capable of beating the Chiefs again. But I want to throw in EAGLES Eagles.
Okay.
Your boy Saquon came out and did exactly what I told y'all last week on that prop alert I gave out.
The big 2-6, not the little one.
Yeah. He came out and gave you a 200-yard game on the ground because they stick to their plan. They boom, 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 break one. And it's happened consistently. They have faith in their plan, they have faith in their scheme, and they run that motherfucker to perfection. Mm-hmm. Saquon called some other props to go under, which I did not love, but but he went over like a motherfucker. And I think that in itself just makes the Eagles extremely dangerous because, you know, having Jalen Hurts with the Eagles push on the 1 yard line, having Saquon Barkley being able to come out here and give you a consistent 100+ yards rushing games, 150s, you know, still having Devontae Smith, still having AJ Brown most of the time.
They haven't done anything. All playoffs.
They haven't even been doing anything yet. But I have to think that because they're such high caliber receivers that at any given moment they could snap in and start cooking the defense. So, I mean, with that being the case, I think the Eagles are definitely a dangerous threat for this. I'm not going to discredit the Washington Commanders because at this point they have proven that you cannot just overlook them. But I think the Eagles are very dangerous in terms of being a legitimate contender. So, I mean, I think they got a real shot at heading back to the Super Bowl and Saquon getting into his first Super Bowl.
Yeah. Now, as much as I would love for Saquon to get to the Super Bowl, big Saquon fan, I'm rooting for the guy. I want him to win.
It ain't no easy dub.
It's not going to be an easy dub because here's my only issue with the Philadelphia Eagles. My issue with the Philadelphia Eagles is they do have some injuries in the secondary. Quinyon Mitchell got injured. They have backup in there. He got a little banged up, but he played. But the real concern that I have for the Philadelphia Eagles is Jalen Hurts. It's the quarterback position. If Saquon doesn't get off, if Washington, for whatever reason, you know, slows Saquon down, or if they do make it to the Super Bowl and Kansas City or Buffalo, for whatever reason, slows Saquon down, the ball is going to have to go in Jalen Hurts' hands. And it seems like Jalen is injured once again this year. And it seems like throwing the football hasn't been the strength of the Eagles football team. This team runs through Saquon Barkley. So if you shut down Saquon, is this Philadelphia Eagles team a really good football team? Granted, they do have A.J. Brown. They do have Devontae Smith. They do have Dallas Goedert. They do have weapons offensively, but we haven't seen the usage of those weapons as much as we've seen them in the past, you know, previously.
But my question to you is, who shut down Saquon Barkley?
Right. I mean,
I ain't seen him.
Yeah, it's not an easy task, but it's possible.
He had 200 yards rushing against a very good Rams defense.
Yeah. But here's my thing. I believe in order to win championships, you got to have good quarterback play, especially on big third downs. You're not handing the ball off to Saquon Barkley on 3rd and 7. You're not handing it off to him on 3rd and 2. So, 3rd and 12. So if you get stopped and backed up on your first down run to Saquon, now it's 2nd and 8. Get stopped again. Now it's 2nd and 6. 3rd and 6.
Right.
We got to put the ball in Jalen Hurts' hands. Now, is he capable? Of course he's capable, but we haven't seen it with enough consistency, especially in this playoff run.
Do you feel like the Rams, the Commanders' defense is as good as the Rams' defense?
I don't feel like they have an elite pass rusher like the Rams do.
Right.
They do have solid defensive tackles up front with those Alabama guys up front to be able to cause a little ruckus with slowing down the run a little bit. But on the exterior, they don't have that pass rusher to get to the quarterback consistently like, a Rams defense does. But outside of that, it's just about slowing Saquon down. You can't stop Saquon. It's about slowing him down and putting him in position where they have to throw the ball on 3rd down, 3rd and long.
And then also the other flip side of that too, what goes in the Eagles' favor is their defense has been really fucking good.
Yeah, defense is okay. Yeah.
Zach Bond.
Cooper DeJean.
You mentioned Mitchell. Even
the
though
big
he may
boys
be
up
out,
front.
but you got Jordan Davis. You got some guys.
And
like,
Smith been going crazy too. He been getting sacks like a motherfucker.
So with that being the case, I just feel like one thing about the Eagles is if they don't necessarily convert this play and they end up having a punt or something like that, the defense isn't necessarily continuously putting them behind the 8 ball either.
Right.
The defense will go out there and get you a 3 and out. They'll get a stop. They might get a pick. They'll do something, you know what I'm saying, to make a play happen also. So I think, they do have to lean on each other at different points in the game. However, I think when it comes to converting those 3rd and shorts, the Eagles are still top tier when it comes to that. I think a part of the scheme is to avoid getting 3rd and longs, which I think that's every offensive coordinator's goal is to not have a 3rd and long because you're putting yourself behind the 8 ball then. But I think if they can do a decent job of making sure they're not in 3rd and long, they can convert hella 3rd and shorts or 4th and shorts.
Yeah, for sure.
So I think that's something that you do have to consider when it comes to the Eagles is they have 4 down territory at the 50 because they're so good at short yardage positions.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just something about Jalen Hurts, bro, that I don't have a ton of confidence in. I feel like when he drops back, he is hesitant to throw certain passes and holds on to it and scrambles and then ends up throwing the ball out of bounds or doing something crazy.
Is that because of the wide receivers?
I don't even think that. I seen one play where it looked like it was an open hitch route to A.J. Brown and he just didn't throw it. He just pulled it down and just looked somewhere else and then took off running and threw it out of bounds. So it's like little shit like that. I don't know, man. It's just something going on with Jalen Hurts. Like I said, I believe he's injured again. He got banged up in the game last week, so he's a little injured, a little banged up. I think his knee got messed up, but he's going to play, I'm sure. But I just feel like I don't have that much confidence in Jalen. Out of all the quarterbacks that's in the playoffs right now, he's the one that I am least confident in. And I believe that you have to be able to have some sort of good quarterback play in order to win the Super Bowl, for sure. I don't believe Saquon Barkley 100% and the defense is going to get them there and win it. It might get them there, but winning it, I think that's a problem. Now you facing, you're gonna have to duel it out. You got a Jalen Daniels. They're gonna score points.
Well, I see where you're going with this. Drop a slight pin real quick. Let's go ahead and parlay that. It's only 2 games left in the season, so let's go ahead and get into this championship round.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's only 2 games left before we get to a Super Bowl, so we're gonna go ahead and make all this must-see TV and give these people
what they want.
The best bets.
Best bets.
Drop
I got the chips over there. Should have had some chips on top.
Yeah. But last week, it was a doozy.
Murder,
despair, pain, agony. When it came to best bets, I believe I went 1 and 2.
I got smoked too.
I think I went 1 and 2. Yeah, because the Chiefs won by 9. I had them by 8 at the time. The line was at 8 at the time. So I went 1 and 2, and you went 1 and 2 also.
Terrible.
Because did the Rams cover? Did the Rams cover?
What was the line? I can't remember the line.
It was 6. It was right at 6. So actually, you might be 2 and 1. Might be 2 and 1. I think the Rams they covered by 6. So, but again, Mr. 2 and 1, and I went 1 and 2. It was not that great. It's only 2 games left, so we gotta get them right. Now, when it comes to best bets, he was just talking about this game between the Eagles and Washington, and he was kind of diving into that. Where are you at with that game?
NFC East.
Point spread is 6.
NFC East.
NFC least has managed to get 2 teams into the championship. They're not the least anymore.
Not the least anymore. Not the least anymore. It was a laughing stock of the NFL for a while. The NFC least. It's not a joke.
The Giants could have had 2 of the players that's in this championship game, but we don't have to get into that.
We ain't gonna get into it. Not this episode. Check out next week for that. Washington, Philly. We have a third meeting of these teams this year. Last meeting, Washington won. Close game, but they end up winning. These teams know each other very well. I am going to take the Washington Commanders to cover the 6 points. I believe that Jaden Daniels and that offense is able to score points. Philly can score points too, but they play a lot of close games. They kind of take off in the end, but there's some backdoor covering that's going to be there. The defense is good on Philly for sure, but I believe in Jaden Daniels. I'm sold. I'm a believer.
Finally.
I'm a believer. I think Jaden Daniels, he's a solid quarterback. I said, major 3rd and 4th downs. They put the ball in his hand. They trust him to make things happen, and 9 times out of 10, he's going to get that first down on 3rd and 4. He's going to get that first down on 4th and 1 or 4th and 2. He's going to make things happen. It's just a matter of the supporting cast around Jaden Daniels to help them score enough points to cover the spread. But defensively, I think the Eagles got a good defense, and then stopping Saquon Barkley for Washington is going to be an issue. But other than that, I think Jaden Daniels and the Washington Commanders score enough points to keep the game kind of close and might do a backdoor cover. So give me the Washington Commanders plus 6. They know each other very, very well. They played each other twice.
It's a lot of familiarity. Jaden Daniels, last year was C.J. Stroud. Jaden Daniels has shown up his rookie season and even surpassed what C.J. Stroud did.
He took it a step further.
Those two have made it very hard on any rookie quarterbacks coming in because
they set the bar high.
They set the bar very high, and him getting to a championship game as a rookie is insane. Especially coming off of a losing season with a new head coach. Also, hats off to them. However, like I said last week, Saquon's pissed.
Yeah, he is. I love it.
He should have had Eric Dickinson's record. He didn't get it. And as we said, if I'm not getting the record, I'm getting the fucking Super Bowl. I don't think you can stop him.
I would love for Saquon to win the Super Bowl. Just to piss on the Giants. I would love it. Oh, my God, I would love it.
I don't think the Washington Commanders are going to be able to do enough to stop him. And I think the Eagles are smart enough, and Sirianni is going to stick to his game plan. Because he does have familiarity, and that also means he knows what works against these guys.
Now, I will say this. Washington did a decent job against Detroit. David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, they did a decent job.
That's a great running back tandem.
Yeah, and a good offensive line.
Are they Saquon Barkley?
And a damn good offensive line.
Are they Saquon Barkley?
Together, they could be.
Together, they could
be. Together, they had a season that Saquon had by himself.
Yeah. So, my whole thing is, I'm just like, I don't know. I just feel like he's possessed at this point. And it's just hard for anybody to stop him. So I think, given the context, I do know as a Falcons fan that Dan Quinn knows how to get a team to a Super Bowl.
Yeah, he does.
He does know how to get a team to a Super Bowl.
He does. You know,
winning a Super Bowl is a different conversation.
And get them to the playoffs.
Winning a Super Bowl is a completely different conversation. However, I do know he knows how to get there. So I'm not putting it past Washington to even win this game. But I just feel like Saquon is going to do what he's been doing. He's going to run. They're going to wear him down. They're going to run. They're going to wear him down. Mm-hmm. They're going to get a 3 and out on defense. And then somebody's going to break loose. And I just don't think Washington is going to do enough on defense to be able to stop that. Now, Jaden Daniels, I do have confidence that he'll be poised and play a pretty good game.
Yeah.
I don't think he plays like a very heavy turnover game or have some type of aberration from his norm that he's established. However, if that defense can cause 1 or 2 turnovers, it's a wrap.
Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith.
You can't have any turnovers. He normally plays pretty clean, so I expect him to continue to play clean. But you can't have any slip ups in this game because, like you said, clean football is gonna win this game. So whoever plays the cleaner game, less turnovers. Even if you gotta do a bunch of 3 and outs, live with it. But do not turn that ball over. That's what you don't want to do. But I like the Eagles -6. Now the last one, I think we're pretty much on the same page here. But you want to announce the people or you want me to tell them?
KC Buffalo.
This point spread is 1.5.
Very, very sharp.
-1.5 for the Chiefs, +1.5 for the Bills.
Very sharp.
Where you at?
In Pat, I trust. I'm not betting against Patrick Mahomes. I'm sorry. You bet against Patrick Mahomes, you're gonna lose more money than you win.
I'm not betting against the Chiefs in this
I'm
game.
not betting against him, especially at home in Arrowhead, with a revitalized seem like Travis Kelce.
I mean, he's had some rest
all season.
He's had some rest.
Hasn't done shit all year.
He had a couple games where he stepped it up.
This might be Travis Kelce's last game at Arrowhead. If they win this game, go to the Super Bowl, I'm pretty sure he probably hangs it up.
He can.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does
can
that.
Comfortably hang it up.
The Chiefs haven't played last week against Houston. That wasn't a good game by the Chiefs. It was just Travis Kelce, and that was it. They ran the ball okay in the end to kind of seal it, but the defense kind of
their stat line was ass.
The defense led the game. The defense was in control of the game.
They did not have that much good.
Spags
production.
was on the phone.
Spags
was dialing it up.
That was defense and Kelce.
Yeah, it was Spags was on the phone, dialing it up. Called, hey, CJ Stroud. Yeah, let's make that call.
I actually don't even know how they won with those stats.
Spags, man. Crucial
It
down,
was
third
all
down, and turnovers.
Defense, because it was not offensive production. They weren't generating a whole lot of running. They weren't generating out much outside of the pass, outside of Kelce. They really weren't moving the ball. On paper, it actually looked like the Houston Texans had a better game than the Chiefs. Yeah. But they played great in situational football, which is why I do think Andy Reid should be heavily considered in that Coach of the Year conversation, because this team looked ass for a lot of games this season, and they went 15-2.
And to get back on your point with the situational football, I think that probably was the main focus with the Chiefs this season. Like before, it was explosive plays, it was cute plays, it was all of that. This year is about how do we get better in certain situations? How do we improve and win the situations? You know what I'm saying?
I think the Chiefs figured out after Tyreek Hill left that, okay, if we don't have an explosive play, how do we win a game?
Right.
And I think Andy Reid being a great play caller and a great coach, I think he honed in on the fact that I don't have to make an explosive play every play. I just have to make an explosive play at the right time.
At the right time, and don't kill yourself. Don't
shoot yourself in the foot. And they've done an excellent job of that, which is why they went 15-2 in the regular season. Possibly could have been 16-1. That's why they've won that playoff game, and why I do feel like after having that tune-up against the Houston Texans, where they did not play that great and still basically won that game by double digits had it not been for a Vegas call and intentional safety. What the fuck was that? But I just feel like the Chiefs, it's hard to bet against Mahomes in these situations and having that wake-up call against the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
I think they come out, play the Bills at home well. I don't discredit the Bills and Josh Allen and what they've done because, I mean,
this is the best season he's played.
This is the best season he's played as well. We just talked about Lamar Jackson, but this is also the best season that he's played as well. He's an MVP candidate for a reason.
Yep.
And they are very capable of putting together a game plan that can beat the Chiefs. However, is it going to happen? I don't know. The money ain't good against it.
Yeah, I'm looking at. I kind of look at the units. I look at the defensive unit comparison. I think the Chiefs' defense is a little bit better than the Buffalo Bills' defense.
Spags is.
Yeah, I think
Spags is cooking.
Offensively, I think the Chiefs' offense is a little bit better.
Now, the Chiefs' defense been consistent.
Yeah.
Good.
I mean, the Chiefs' offense hasn't been playing consistently great all season because of the injuries, in and out. But I think as far as the talent, the players that they have, I feel like they are better than what the Buffalo Bills have. I mean, outside of James Cook, I mean, if the Chiefs can stop James Cook and stop the running game, you put the ball in Josh Allen's hands, I think that's kind of the recipe. Get Josh Allen in 3rd and long, and boom, you have an opportunity to win the game.
Hey, man, listen, it's a reason why this point spread is 1.5.
It's tight. Yeah,
and I don't think this is going to be a runaway game. Like I've been saying all season, Chiefs don't blow nobody out for real.
Nah.
But
they win games.
But they do win games.
Yeah.
Very good money line team.
And this is a historic run right here. They're trying to three-peat. First
They're trying
team
to do
ever.
something.
Historic.
I mean, the only thing I could really think going against them is if the NFL really just wants to preserve Tom Brady's legacy and not make Patrick Mahomes the GOAT.
Nah, they gonna sell them Super Bowls.
They gonna sell them Super Bowl
advertisements and commercials and everything.
They brought that money on.
Yeah, hey, this is the most historic season in NFL history ever. You gotta watch this.
Yeah,
nobody cares about Buffalo being in the Super Bowl besides Buffalo
and Bills Mafia. But yeah, that's where we at with it, man. I think after all that, I don't think we have any dogs this week.
Nah.
Not for real.
If there was a dog, you can take Buffalo.
That's your best shot at a dog.
That's your best shot. But
I mean, but then again, Jaden Daniels has been defying gravity all season. So, I mean, I'm not going to put it past nobody. Like I said, all 4 teams left in this playoff run are here for a reason. Mm-hmm. They have proven themselves. They have won against all odds. The Eagles started off terrible. And now
what
they are
about
in the
Washington?
NFC
Nobody
game.
expected Washington to get this far.
Washington wasn't even supposed to be a playoff team.
No, I think they were like 5-win or 6-win team.
And they're in the NFC Championship. Yeah. The Chiefs, nobody's ever had 3-peat. That's already gravity going against you.
But nobody doubted them. They were the Super Bowl favorite.
They were the Super Bowl favorite. Yeah. And the Bills, Josh Allen. I mean,
they were doubted because
they were doubted because he didn't have no wide receiving core, and it was like, who the hell is this team?
Yeah.
But all that being said, they still here.
Yep.
So it's gonna be an interesting weekend, and once again, but that's just who we liking. I'm liking Philly and KC on the points. He's liking Washington and KC on the points. I don't think it's bad in either direction. Mm-mm. And I mean, historically, that has shown us that the Bills and Washington are probably gonna win these games.
Yeah, just go ahead and tease it.
But make sure y'all like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. Yep. Y'all stay tuned. It's been a fun journey getting this far. So I'm excited to watch these games. Excited to come back in for a Super Bowl episode.
Shout out to the new subs, man.
Shout out to y'all. Without y'all, a lot of this would not be possible.
Yeah.
So we appreciate y'all. We really do. But yeah, man.
Yeah, we'll see y'all in 2 weeks for the Super Bowl.
See y'all in a couple weeks for the Super Bowl. Might put out something extra in between just because I love y'all.
Yeah, a little basketball or something. Maybe.
A little something. You know what I'm saying? Real quick for my prop people out there. Rushing attempts on Brian Robinson. I got to look at the exact number on that, but I'm thinking over on rushing attempts. And for Austin Eckler, opposite. He's pretty much playing wide receiver at this point. Under on rushing attempts for Austin Eckler. Saquon Barkley Listen, he's won this bet for me more times than he's lost it. Saquon rushing yards over. You can also look at Jalen Hurts. I'm sorry. Rushing touchdown. It's a possibility that he gets that. It's a good bet. And maybe since I was slipping up saying Jaden Daniels, I probably need to consider a rushing touchdown by Jaden Daniels as well. Because message. But yeah, man, that's for all my prop lovers out there. But as we like to say around here, what do we tell the people?
Parlays. Making
money line plays. May all these bets continue to pay because I need my money today.
That's right.
And we'll catch y'all on the next one.
Peace. From the Middle East.
Put you on verses to take your shit off. All this capping and rapping, man. How this shit happen? Oh, it's money that made niggas funny.